What is up, y'all? It's your boy KK. Today is Thursday, January 11th. Today I'm going to talk about my experience of dry January. But first, we do have a basic non-alcoholic beer review. Also, shout out to my best friend AJ and her boyfriend Connor as they got me this life jacket bear koozie. So that's pretty neat. Now, Stella, this is 0.0%, so there's not a drop of alcohol in this. The average analysis, 59 calories, 13.2 grams carbs, 1.5 gram protein, fat 0.0. Cheers. So right off the first smell, it definitely has that Stella smell. And it has that Stella taste ever so lightly. I think the perfect way to describe this is like an ultra light Stella, that it has that Stella smell, it has the flavor, it has a taste, and the only thing that you're missing is the alcohol. So I think honestly a pretty fantastic job by Stella on creating this. Would I buy it again? Kind of undecided about that, just because there's tons of other non-alcoholic beers available that I would like to try, but it definitely is drinkable. So if you see me looking down, I wrote down what I wanted to talk about today. So back last year in January, so go back to January of 2023, I had posted that Coors Edge beer review, and that was the Thursday before the Friday, which happened with the fatal accident that Leanne was in. And before that, January 7th was the last time that I actually had drank alcohol. So you go to the 12th, I did the Thirsty Thursday talk, and then January 13th happened, and Leanne passed away due to the result of a fatal car accident. And I'm not going to go into the details of it because the driver is facing charges and it's still in process, so I'm not going to talk about that. So I was supposed to be taking a mini break from alcohol, and then the death of Leanne happened, and I took a longer break from alcohol. And I actually didn't drink coffee for about a week or so after as well. I continued not drinking, I want to say, for quite some time. I wanted to feel my feelings and emotion very natural without having any alcohol or caffeine. I did the miles per beer, which was honestly a short-term success. Run how many miles, I get to drink how many beers. However, it didn't last the long term, but was fun to try. You could say that I was depressed and dealing with the loss of Leanne, and I think that is pretty accurate, that I was depressed and my drinking increased, and I think those two went hand in hand. But I felt like I had a good grasp on it, and there's no really specific timeline per se, but during the fall, and early winter of the holiday, when the holidays were there, I definitely increased my drinking. Saturday, December 2nd, I had a lot of alcohol that day. I had 8 drinks, 7 beers, a shot of whiskey. Definitely felt very iffy going to bed, not knowing what the next day would bring. I was kind of worried, honestly. I did wake up feeling pretty okay, but it was like, okay, like that was like a wake up call for me, like, you know, not to overdo it and, you know, to take a break. And I actually went Sunday through Wednesday. I didn't have any alcohol. 4 days sober. I remember texting my best friend AJ on Thursday. I got done early from work and I said, hey, do you want a day drink? And she's just like, no, I'm working. And I didn't drink. I didn't day drink, but I did drink that day. You know, it didn't help that I got home early. So I kind of, you know, found a reason to drink, and I drank. And then the 12 days of Yingling was for, you know, Christmas. For those that don't know, I kind of made it up. Yingling has 12 different beers, 10 year round, 2 are seasonal. So I figured I would drink one of their beers every day up to Christmas Day, which was honestly a really fun time. And Yingling makes fantastic beers, most of them. Some of them I don't like. But, you know, that definitely increased my drinking usage as well. You know, I was aware of my increased usage. Not like, oh my, Kelvin, like you're an alcoholic, you know, because I don't consider myself that. But there's definitely a level of concern that, you know what, Kelvin, if you don't change, if you don't do something about what you're doing now, you know, this could be problematic in a more severe level if you don't cut it out. And that's how, with Dry January 2024, I've been very intentional about it. The long-term goal is going the whole month without alcohol. Short-term goal was like, well, you know what? I'll go as long as possible, right? Last Saturday, January 6th, we had a snowstorm. And honestly, it was like, okay, perfect drinking weather. You know, I had games of ref, got home safely, thank God, because the roads were not that great. But got home, you know, beer, putting it in the snow is your cooler. It's like, it doesn't get any better. And I actually got 2 beers. I put them in the snow, went back inside. You know, by the time I got a shower and you know, ate and then relaxed on the couch, I was just like, all right, like I'm naturally tired. I don't need to drink, and I didn't. So apart from early December of that 4 days of sober, you'd probably have to go back to, hi Poppy, you'd probably have to go back to January of 2023 of having more sober days. And so each day that passes is like, wow, like that's another milestone in my opinion, that yes, I can do it. Like, wow, it's been 11, today marks 11 days of sober. And some people might think when I say sober, they might relate it in the wrong way. But when I say sober, I'm just like talking about not having alcohol. But yeah. Next Thursday, I'm going to have another basic non-alcoholic brew beer to review. But I just want to end. Hi. I just want to end in silence for Leanne as we are approaching Saturday as the 1-year anniversary of her death.